The thing about this team is I think we're really good at taking it one game at a time and not looking ahead.
Deep to right field. This ball is gone.
Every game's the biggest game you pitch in. Now, to that point where, you know, when I throw against the Padres next week, it's going to be the biggest game I pitch in.
Strike three call. Fastball at the knee.
I always pictured it being like this, except more men on base. I mean, every kid wants to grand slam the first one.
2 open. Driven to right. That might be out of here. It is. Here it comes. Call, strike 3.
Another 2-game swing is on the line as the Braves and Giants meet next, right here on TBS. Goes Nixon to the wall. He caught it! Unbelievable!
Kiss this one goodbye. It's a slam. And down the stretch he comes. He's big. Braves win! Braves win! Braves win! Braves win! Braves win!
Hello again, everybody. Along with Don Sutton, Skip Carey, welcoming you to another night of Atlanta Braves baseball from the stadium. Final game of the Braves-Giants series. Final regular season meeting between these two teams this year. John Burkett, a right-hander who's had a big year on the mound for the Giants, and Steve Avery, who's been as good a pitcher as there is in baseball the second half of the season, is on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. There are about a zillion writers and broadcasters and scouts here, Don, and you talked to them before the game, and a lot of people feel the same way. They feel that whoever wins this game tonight is going to be the odds-on favorite. How do you feel?
Well, I think you can agree with them. I think 12 or 15 times during the year, if you're in a pennant race, you can make a case for a particular game being the biggest game of the year. That's certainly tonight's case. Braves won the first one with a guy who's supposed to win, Maddox. Last night, the Giants won with Hickerson, who's been struggling, and a home run from Patterson, a guy nobody's really heard of. Tonight, you got a matchup of two guys who are supposed to win. You got Burkett against Avery. But, you know, I think it's more significant for the Braves tonight and a bigger game for them than maybe the Giants, because I think in the next 28 days, which are 28 games that are left, being 6 out in the loss column, 5.5 out, will be awfully hard to make up in this new schedule where you don't get to go head-to-head.
Stay with us, folks. This is a big one, and we'll be back with the starting lineups. Play-by-play story right after this.
1993 Atlanta Braves baseball on TBS is brought to you by the Michelob family of beers with that smooth, classic taste you don't find every day. Michelob, because some days are better than others. By Delta Airlines, the official airline of the Atlanta Braves. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows. And by Aflac, insuring over 35 million people worldwide.
Meeting of the year between the San Francisco Giants and the Atlanta Braves. That is, unless there's a one-game playoff, but that's something we can talk about later. The air alive with electricity here. Everybody treating this with the same playoff atmosphere we've had for the last few days. Here are the Budweiser starting lineups. Rickard Finito will lead it off and play center field. Robbie Thompson, bat second. Willie McGee third. Batting cleanup, it's Matt Williams. He will be followed by Barry Bonds, then Todd Benzinger. 7 is Royce Clayton. Kurt Van Waring will bat 8th, and John Burkett will hit in the 9th spot. Defensively, the outfield for the Braves lines up like this. Gannon left, Nixon in center, Justice in right. The infield third to first has Pendleton, Blauser, Lemke, and McGriff. Damon Berryhill, he is behind the plate a lot. He's back there tonight, and on the mound, left-hander Steve Avery. The Braves have won his last 4 starts. He has been on a roll. You see his numbers here. He's been a good pitcher all year long with excellent control. But the second half of the season, the time you need somebody like Avery, he has kicked it up a notch. 6-1, cut the earned run average in half. He's having himself one heck of a year. We'll give you the umpires after the first pitch, but Avery about set to go, and so is Skip Carey.
Okay, Don, thank you very much. And Derek Finito will lead it off. This guy's out of the Netherlands. He played most of the year at Phoenix, hit .312 with 11 homers, 71 RBI. The wind and the pitch. High pop foul back into the Giants' booth. It's 0-1. Here's a look at your umpires. Gary Darling behind the plate with Charlie Williams, Frank Pulley, and Joe West. Boy, Dusty Baker really putting the pressure on this kid. This is a huge game. He stole 15 bases. It would be good to keep him off base. As you watch Steve Avery tonight, we've talked about it all year long. When he works in a hurry, he's normally at his most effective, and he's working in a hurry. Should be an easy play for Blauser. 1 out. So Pineda is out of there, and Robbie Thompson, the batter. Thompson 1 out of 8 in the series, but he's hitting .337. Game number 134 for Atlanta tonight. 133 for the Giants. 1 ball, no strikes. On the corner, 1-1.
You mentioned the quickness with which Avery is working. Also look for the follow through the left side coming toward the third baseline. That means he'll be getting good momentum.
On the corner again, it's 1-2. Thompson 6 out of 19 against Avery in his career, a home run included. Steve 3-0 against these guys this year, 4-5 lifetime. He's won 14 of his last 16 decisions, hasn't lost since July 8th.
If Avery gets off to a good start, expect the Giants to do a little of that too. Back out and try to slow him down.
Lined hard, but fouled into the seats down the right side. Another capacity crowd, of course. The Padres come in starting tomorrow night. Why is the guy who didn't get the ball standing up and waving? Into the dirt. By the way, if it gets to this, if these teams end the season in a flat-footed tie, there'll be a 1-game playoff. We don't know where. That would be decided the last weekend of the season. High drive, right center field. Nixon and Justice on the run. Justice is there, 2 out. Thompson flies to deep right center. 2 down for Willie McGee. McGee, a .356 hitter from this side. He hasn't had much luck against Avery, just 4 out of 22 in his career. Out in front on that one, called it foul. It's 0-1. Tom Glavine and Andy Ashby here tomorrow night. And avoiding a letdown will be on Bobby Cox's mind tomorrow, no matter what happens in this game. Likewise on Dusty Baker's mind as the Giants go to St. Louis.
I talked to Cal Irmer yesterday in the pregame show, former big league player, coach, and manager. And I asked him, what would you tell each of these managers? And he said, what I would tell Bobby Cox is what if I were Bobby Cox, I'd tell my players is they're within sight. We're gaining momentum. Keep playing them the way you're playing them.
Into short center. On comes Otis. He's there, and the inning is quickly over. No hits, no runs, no errors, none left. Bottom of the first, no score.
Giants went quietly. Braves coming up. Let's take a look at their batting order. It's a familiar one. Nixon will lead it off, followed by Blauser and Gant. The cleanup, Fred McGriff, Justice, and Pendleton to follow. Barry Hill, Lemke, and Avery complete the lineup. Defensively, the Giants have Bonds, Pineda, and McGee in the outfield. Williams, Clayton, Thompson, and Benziger in the infield. Manwaring behind the plate, and Burkett on the mound. He's 18-6, but the earned run average has been climbing lately. Everybody's Cy Young candidate early, but he has been struggling. Still excellent control. Braves hitters will get some pitches in the strike zone. It's just a matter of what they can do with it. You see he doesn't walk too many.
His last outing, he lasted only 4 1/3, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs against the Marlins. Otis Nixon will greet him, and Burkett delivers, and there's a base hit to left field. And a good start for Atlanta. Nixon now 23 of his last 65.
There's a strike in the strike zone. Nixon serves it, but look what has happened. You mentioned his last start. Look what his last 4 starts on the road have been. He has been shellacked, giving up almost 11 runs a game.
Here's Jeff Blauser. Blauser in his last 50 at-bats, 25 hits. Doubled in a run here last night. Otis edges away. Curve strike, 0-1. Burkett, interviewed here in the press the other day, said, yeah, I'm tired, but I think a lot of pitchers are tired this time of year, so let's get it on. We'll see what happens. Very honest retort.
He gives up a lot of hits, gets a lot of base runners, Skip, but he's awfully tough to run on. He does a good job of holding him on. You can see there they've been successful less than 50% of the time, a lot like John Smoltz and Tom Glavine.
The stretch, now the pitch. Instead the first. Nixon scrambles back. Otis 32 out of 40 in the stolen base department. And we never said what Cal Irmer said to Dusty Baker, did we?
No. That's what happens when you have a quick worker and quick out.
There goes the runner. Fouled it back. He had it stolen, but they were playing hit and run, and he fouled it away.
Well, what Cal said, he would, if he were Bobby Cox, he'd say, guys, just keep on there inside. We can catch him. But he said if he were Dusty Baker, he would say, and this is before last night's game, guys, we need to win any way we can get it. We need a hero. Pretty prophetic.
That's what makes this game so great. A guy from a national publication called me today and asked for 10 reasons why the Braves are going to win the pennant and 10 reasons why the Giants are going to win the pennant. I had to hang up on him. I said, that's why we play the game, sir. Two to the Blouse. Little tap to third. Out there. That's a double play, and that's 28th double play started by Matt Williams this year. He leads the league in that department.
A little bit of an unusual throwing style. He throws from the side, but watch where this throw is. He unloads in a hurry. He gives Thompson time to find the back, plant himself, and figure a way to get out of the way of Nixon and still get it to first.
Ron Gant 1 out of 7 in the series, lifetime 13 out of 43 with 2 homers against John Burkett. Fred McGriff moves on deck. Padres got a run in the first at Florida. They've been scoring a bunch of strike called 0-1. And after an inning, the Dodgers lead the Pirates 1-0. That's the other thing you don't know when you get to this time of the year. Who are your big problems going to be? You'd think Montreal and Philadelphia, but maybe not.
And also with expanded rosters, you go up against youngsters trying to earn their stripes for next year and some guys with nothing to lose. So it's awfully difficult to predict what September brings when you don't go head-to-head.
The 1-1. Little pop, short right, McGee a long run. He's there, and the inning is quickly over. So nothing doing in the first for Atlanta. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. We've played an inning, and we're scoreless in Atlanta. We go to the second inning here. I thought you've got a card in your hand. I thought you were going to.
I'm just getting ready.
Okay. Matt Williams will lead it off. Williams hit the daylights out of the ball all night long last night. Had a couple of hits, drove in a run. Avery into the wind, and he delivers, and he doesn't get it, and he seldom does against Avery. Just 2 out of 21 against him in his career. Williams had a double and a single last night. Actually, he had 2 doubles, but umpire missed a play at second base and called him out on the other one. On the corner, 0-2.
Avery puts that breaking ball in his mind. After that, anything out away from Matt Williams, the fastball or the changeup really does a job on him. He's got a whole lot he can do and some pitches to set it up with. He might want to showcase, and he is a fastball inside.
And he ran it too far in, but it's 1-2 and put something else in his mind, eh? Avery, a definite Cy Young Award candidate, as is Glavine, as is Burkett, as is Swift, and maybe Greg Maddux, the way he's pitched down the stretch. The 1-2. Well hit into right center field. Justice on the run. He's not going to get to this one. It's off the wall, and Williams is at second with a leadoff double. Despite the 1-2 count, he hit the daylights out of the ball to the off field.
Well, he guessed right on this. Fastball had come inside. He's got to be looking for something down and away. That's a good pitch. Change up down and away. And the guy following him is a tough guy to get out. He is right near the top of the league in batting order. As a matter of fact, go ahead and put him up there in about second spot because he is a part of our Moccasin National League batting leaders, and that's the card I was holding.
I see. Bonds with 101 RBIs. He'll be trying to pull the ball. In a spot like this last night, he failed. He flied to left and kept the runner at second. Todd Benzinger is next, and he's hitting .519 against left-handed pitching. So Steve's got his work cut out for him there. A little bit low.
What you hope if you have a guy like Bonds on your ball club, and he is a talent, that he'll get better and better and better. Well, his first 4 years, he put some pretty good numbers up, but his second 4 years, he has doubled his total of RBIs.
Every time I see him, I think of how close we came to getting Barry Bonds for a shortstop named Andres Thomas. Hot shot. That'll get the runner to third, but Lemke will throw out Bonds. Still, he did his job. Moved the runner over for Benzinger.
With all his glamour numbers and with the way he carries himself, sometimes if you're playing against him, it's easy to dislike him, but you have to respect the fact that he, who's looking for a batting title and a lot of selfish goals, will do things just like that. He made an obvious effort to get the ball to the right side, and he got the job done.
And he brings the Atlanta infield in, which increases the odds for Benzinger. I'm a little surprised as early as it is.
Well, you're pretty much conceding you don't think you can score two, normally.
Into the dirt. Barry held a good play.
I'm sorry, every person has a different reason for doing this, but I've talked to a lot of infielders and a lot of people on offense who say they would rather take the out, maybe give up the run, because they figure they're capable of scoring two. If you don't score two, you're going to lose anyway.
Ordinarily. The outfield plays him just about straight away. Low and inside, 2-0. So the first jam of the game has a Giant at third with one out for Avery. Just missed outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Benzinger takes a look at Wendell Kim, his third base coach. See if Dusty cuts him loose here. Bobby Cox has done that all year with great success. He took a pitch, looked like he might have been swinging, but didn't get what he was looking for. 3-1.
And if he was swinging, he showed some discipline there, because that ball out away from him, it would have been very difficult to do anything with it. Chances are he picked out a spot in the inner half he wanted.
He walked him there on the corners, and I don't know that Avery feels too badly about that. For Royce Clayton, though he's hit well against Avery in his career, is really struggling. He's hitting .207 in his last 135 at-bats. He has struck out a lot, but he's 7 for 14 against Avery.
Well, it surprised me, too, what Hal Galena told me, that this guy, I think, leads their ball club in grounding into double plays.
Yeah, he and McGee are tied in that department with 11.
Normally, well, sometimes that can be misleading. You don't find a fly ball hitter who's going to hit into a lot of double plays. He's got good speed. He is a right-handed hitter. He hits the ball on the ground, and usually hits it on the ground hard. So a couple of positives for him also cause him to hit into double plays.
Now the infield drops back for Atlanta, though Pendleton even with a bag at third, and McGriff holds the runner aboard at first. They play Clayton to hit to the off field. Out of play, 0-1. Avery would love a strikeout here. Kurt Manwaring waits on deck. For the most part, in the last 6 games between these two teams, the Giants have wasted chance after chance like this. Not every time, as they proved last night. There's the snap. Oh, that was close. See if Benzinger's all right. He went into the bag. Very funny. He's hurting.
Almost caught him with his pants down, and he had to come back funny. Watch him jam that left heel in there, turned it over. Bad. That's ugly. But he was not expecting that throw, and McGriff thought he got the out.
He looked safe. If Fred would have stayed with him a moment longer after he twisted that ankle, he came off the bag in agony. But, of course, McGriff had no way of knowing that was up. Avery has really benefited from that little snap throw in the last 6 weeks. And Benzinger is still hurting, and that injury could get worse as the game goes on. He's ahead of him now, 0-2.
One thing, if you're Blauser or Lemke, you know that with Benzinger running, you're not going to get taken out on the double play. Because I doubt if he'll be able to get anywhere near them on any kind of ground ball.
He's still flexing that ankle down there as he limps away from the bag. Into center field, runner tags. Should be deep enough. Here he comes, and Nixon's throw is into second. Steve wishes he had that pitch over, an 0-2 pitch. Clayton was able to get it in the air, and the Giants take an early lead, 1-0.
Number 8, catcher Kurt Manwaring.
Kurt Manwaring is the batter. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe we can keep an eye on Benzinger if Manwaring gets the ball in play and see how he runs, because this could be a huge part not only of this game but of the remainder of the year. Where they say Clark is still 10 days or so away. Started to swing, tried to stop, and did. 1 ball, no strikes.
And give Barry Bonds a half an RBI on that. If he doesn't get in the third, that out is meaningless.
Manwaring has been struggling lately, down to 275, but he's had a good year. Benzinger's got about a 1.5 lead now. He's hurt.
It's awkward for him to come back to the bag now. It looks like he is in the habit of coming back and hitting it with the left foot, and he's having to change steps and strides so he doesn't jam it in there again.
He had a good cut at that one, fouled it back, and the count evens, a ball and a strike. Manwaring 6 out of 16 in his career against Avery. A double, a ground out, and a sacrifice fly have given the Giants the early lead and quieted the capacity crowd in Atlanta, at least for the moment. Check swing, looper, that'll drop in center. And Benzinger limps noticeably as he heads into second base, but John Burkett, who's hitting just 129 for the year, has a chance to do some damage, and even if he fails, they will start with the top of the order in the third.
Here's what you're talking about, Skip. Watch him. You're right, he is noticeably limping, and it's going to take a double to score him from second. Unfortunately, about things like that, they don't get better as the night goes on, because he's got to go out there and stand on it. If he could go somewhere, lift it up, put some ice on it, he might be better. But right now, he can't do that.
And being on base, he can't even do it while his team's at bat. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Rickard Fanita will be next. He's the 3rd player ever from the Netherlands, by the way, Fanita, the runner's lead. There's the strike. It's 1-1. He was taking all the way. 1-0 Giants, second inning. Just missed. 2-1. Avery thought he had a strike, so did Berryhill, but Gary Darling said no. high fly ball. Right field, Justice back a few steps, but he's there. And the inning is over. But the Giants break on top. A run on 2 hits. They leave 2. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Giants 1, Braves nothing.
This telecast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta National League Baseball Club, and it is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of those folks right there, not those, the Atlanta National League Baseball Club, is prohibited.
Fred McGriff will lead off the bottom half of the second inning when play resumes, but Todd Benzinger is just now making his way out. He's apparently had his ankle retaped. Look at that. He has that taped over the shoe.
By the way, while we have a second, you have really fallen a long way in the last 2 weeks. Oh, for a week, you parked in Chairman of the Board Bill Bartholomew's spot. For a week, you parked in Hank Aaron's. You have schlepped so you're parking in mine out in the north lot.
That's right.
Hey, I expected more out of you.
Burkett ready to go to work. Steve Rank, 0-1. A ball and a strike. Burkett deals. 2 balls, 1 strike. In his career, McGriff 6 out of 23 with a homer against Mr. Burkett, who goes to work. He's a quick worker. Fastball, he had a good cut, but he swung a little late and fouled it back. We're even at 2-2. The red-hot David Justice is on deck. Knocked him off the plate. A full count as a result. Nixon's single to start the game was eradicated in a double play. And McGriff is aboard with a walk. And here's David Justice, who in his last 10 games has driven in 14 runs.
Justice, one of 3 guys in the lineup who have fattened up off Burkett. Look at his average. Gantz and Blauser at even 400.
Justice has had great success in his career against Burkett. 9 out of 28, 3 homers. Fastball surprised him on the inside corner, 0-1.
A lot of similarities in the way Burkett and Swift pitch, aren't there?
I hope so. Here lately, both have struggled. They figure to get a lot of ground balls. That's what they hope to do. Well, that was a pretty good pitch, wasn't it? A ball and a strike. Gary Darling is a guy who's had, this could be significant in the game, has had lots of arguments in his career concerning balls and strikes, not just with one team or another, but with a lot. Hold the string. It's 1-2.
Seems like more of them have to do with up and down in the strike zone, too, than whether it's in or out.
Temperature reached 92 in Atlanta today. It's still quite muggy. It's just to cool off for the weekend. McGriff a short lead at first. Justice calls time as Burkett fiddles around out there. Whatever happened to that rule they were talking about? The hitter couldn't leave the batter's box. That went the way of the Edsel in May. Breaking ball inside. It's 2-2.
You answered your own question. They talked about it.
I guess the commissioner said, no, forget it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That was a dead-end street.
Line drive, deep right field. McGee is back to the wall, and he's got it. Boy, if he gets under it just a little bit, he hit the daylights out of it. 1 away.
Justice thought he had hit that over McGee's head, but I don't think he saw where he was before he started. Take a look at this swing. But McGee was playing so deep. Good extension again, and he didn't quite get it elevated. But McGee was so far back that he really didn't have to go that far to be against the wall.
David a little upset, probably thinking to himself, I hit that ball too hard. And he's right. If he gets a little loft on it, it bounces off that owl out there. For a 2-run homer. Here's Pendleton. Throw to first, runner back. Terry. Now at 272. That's called a strike. Well, I rest my case.
Giants outfield is playing a prevent defense early. They are as deep as you can get and still be in the ballpark. What they're saying is that we'll concede you a single, but we don't want to give up an extra base hit. Look how deep they are. They're all back to the warning track. They don't want to give up the extra base hit to Pendleton, which would allow McGriff to score. They'll take a first and third.
Pendleton is really boiling. He took a long walk around after that strike call by Gary Darling. A little chopper back to the mound. The only play will be to first. In time there. Runner at second, 2 down. So a runner is in scoring position with 2 out. And Damon Berryhill will be the batter. By the way, since we talked to you last, those of you around the country, the Braves have reactivated Greg Olson and Pete Smith from the disabled list. Deion Sanders will come off on September 6th, and current plans call for no other Brave youngsters to be called up till after the AAA playoffs are concluded. Runner at second, 2 down. Fast strike. He's got a pretty good heater tonight. 0-1. Mark Lemke waits to hit next. It's 1-0 Giants, bottom of the second. Took something off, got away with a pitch upstairs, but the lack of speed had Berryhill off stride. And it's 0-2.
He's almost worked exclusively with 2 pitches to this point, a fastball and a changeup. We've only seen 1 or 2 breaking balls out of him.
Mario Soto comes to mind.
There you are, proving again.
That's all you need, right?
Change the speeds and put it where you want it.
Burkett and Manwaring talk it over.
Just don't want to foul up a 2-strike pitch. Want to make sure that when he sticks down a number, it's exactly what Burkett wants. He's got a little momentum going, and I think that's something that's overlooked a lot of times. When your pitcher gets into a little bit of a groove, anytime you break up the momentum, then you got to restart it.
Up and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. When the Giants go to St. Louis, Jim Deshaies will make his debut against Alan Watson tomorrow night. Then that kid Torres, Solomon Torres against Rene Arocha, and Billy Swift against Tom Urbani. Lined into left, but Bonds is there, the old snatcheroo, and the inning is over. No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left at the end of 2. Giants lead at 1-0. Leads off the 3rd inning. He grounded out his first time. 1-0 the score. The Giants have the lead. It's early. We go to the 3rd. Don Sutton, Skip Carey with you. Pete Van Wieren. Joe Simpson join you later on. Up front, 0-1. Nobody on, nobody out in the third. And Avery quickly out in front, 0-2. Mark Carrion was starting in center field when left-handers pitched when we were out there, but this youngster now gets the call. He's a better defensive player, I rather imagine.
And I think that's a trade-off they were willing to make, because Carrion botched a couple when we were out in San Francisco.
And they hope to have Darren Lewis back before much longer. There's the first out of the inning. Tonight out on strikes. Strikeout number 1 for Steve. Robbie Thompson, the batter. He flied to deep right his first time.
A pitching sequence clinic. Curveball down, he swings at it. Fastball down, he takes it for a strike. Go outside, then come inside. Right on the hands, tied him up, perfect spot.
Good pitch. 0-1.
You see, he's not throwing his hardest curveball on the first pitch to get a strike. He's just saying, okay, here comes a curveball. I want to make sure that it breaks, and I want to lower half of the strike zone, strike with it.
And as you pointed out on his first at-bat, Thompson again steps out to slow Avery down. Grounded short. Blauser on a short hop, gloves it. 2 down. And Willie McGee, the batter, he flied to center his first time.
Another good pitching sequence there, Skip. He started him off with a curveball for a strike. He came back with a changeup. If you see a breaking ball for a strike and then you see something coming straight, most hitters automatically think it's a fastball, so you're going to be able to get better effects following a curveball with a changeup than you would going the other way.
White Sox and Yankees scoreless after 2 at Yankee Stadium. That's a vitally important game for the Yanks as Toronto begins to pull away. They're up by 2.5. By 2 on the lost side, and Toronto is idle tonight. 1-1 is the count. Avery falls behind in the count. McGee just 4 out of 23 career-wise against the Atlanta left-hander. Look out, folks. Hit hard into the seats. Hope everybody's all right down there. That ball was smoked. And somebody got hit. A young lady. Still 2-2. Two out, nobody on. He had a good swing at that fastball. Got it. Took something off. McGee out in front. Strikeout number 2 for Avery. His second 1-2-3 inning of the game. We go to the bottom of the third. The Giants lead it 1-0.
The regular season NFL regular season kicks off Sunday on TNT as the Oilers, the Houston Oilers, travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints in a matchup of playoff teams from last year. Coverage begins with the Silver Bullet Stadium show at 7:30. That's Sunday night on TNT.
Mark Lemke leads off the Atlanta third and takes a strike. 0-1 the count. Well, Billy Swift sailed along through the first 3 innings before running into trouble the other night. Maybe history can repeat itself. It's a 1-0 Giant game. A sacrifice fly from Royce Clayton got the run home. That came in the second. He took some off. You're seeing 2 guys who really know how to pitch.
And there's the same pitch sequence. Throw him a breaking ball, then come back with a changeup. Telling you, 9 out of 10 hitters, if you get it near the strike zone, will swing at it because it looks like a fastball. And if you've just seen a breaking ball, you definitely want a fastball to hit on the next pitch.
The 0-2 grounded up the middle. Clayton to his left field. Unloads in a hurry. 1 down. He's a fine young shortstop. And he doesn't mess around. He doesn't get any style points. He just gets the ball and unloads it. 1 down.
Well, that always helps the first baseman, because if the throw's a little bit offline, because it's thrown in a hurry, he has a chance to go back, get it, and then come back to the bag. He's there. You're right. Waste no time. Here's the throw. Now, Benzinger could have come off, got that, and gotten back to the bag before Lemke got there.
Speaking of Benzinger, between innings the last time, they took the tape off the outside and retaped the inside. So he's moving a little bit better, but that could get to be a problem as the game progresses. He twisted his ankle, scrambling back to the bag an inning ago. Here's Avery. 0-1 to him. He's not a bad hitter, and he's been swinging the bat quite well lately, better than his 175 average would indicate. Sharply hit, but right at Robbie Thompson. 2 down. And Otis Nixon is the batter. He has the only Atlanta hit. He hit the first pitch offered by Burkett solidly into left field, but was erased from a double play. Sometimes the best deals you make are the ones you don't make, and that's certainly the case in the Otis Nixon situation.
Not only did he get it taped inside, Skip, but he's gone to those high-top shoes. A little extra help.
Oh, and 1. He's like a pitching machine out there. Hard to believe he walked a man. McGriff back under second. He's had great command outside of that, and he's working very quickly.
0-2. Breaking ball inside, fastball near the inside.
Nixon not at all enchanted with that particular call.
Burkett also one of those guys like Maddox who likes to get the job done 0-2. He doesn't. If he wastes a pitch, it's not one that's very far from the strike zone.
The 0-2 pitch. Went to the same spot. This time it's called a ball. It's 1-2. Jeff Blauser would be next, but they're 2 out in the inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. And now, as we were talking about how good his control is, he runs it full, 3-2.
They tried to follow the same pitch sequence twice. Breaking ball strike, fastball coming back over the inside corner. Missed with the breaking ball, but then when he missed the inside corner, tried to get him out with a changeup, and Otis wouldn't go after it.
And he misses high and away with his fastball. So after being ahead in the count 0-2, he walks Otis Nixon. That brings Blauser to the plate, and it changes the whole game around. Nixon might do some running here. Blauser is a hot hitter. Jeff wrapped into a double play his first time. Ron Gant moves on deck, but there are 2 out in the inning. They chase Nixon back. He makes it easily. Padres lead the Marlins 1-0 after 2.5. Dodgers 4-0 over Pittsburgh after 3.5. Mets and Cubs scoreless after 1.5. Closer, but Otis got back all right. And we still await the first pitch to Jeff Blauser.
Otis has a book. He knows the pitchers. He's a good study, but we showed you earlier, Burkett is good at holding runners on, makes it difficult, but he's also got a guy back there, Manwaring, who can throw. Put those two together, it's a tough combination.
Pitch out, nothing happening. And Otis looked like he was going and maybe read the pitch out.
Yeah, it was a strange play at the beginning because Nixon broke, stopped because he thought Burkett had done something weird. Watch this. He's gone. And then said, I think they've tipped something off. I'm just going to stand here and watch. He's good at that. He's good at picking up changes.
Funny, after a walk, that they would pitch out if they're not sure, but they did. Close, but he's back.
One of the reasons Burkett is so good at holding runners on is that he has this move that borders on a balk because he starts the upper half of his body turning before the feet go towards first.
The 1-0 pitch. Nixon back, and the crowd gets restless.
You saw Dick Pohl, the pitching coach, giving some signs. He's not calling the pitches. What he's calling is either step off, throw over, pitch out. So he's telling Manwaring what he wants him to signal Burkett to do.
Either that or he's extremely religious. One ball,
maybe dyslexic at that.
One ball, no strikes. Up and in. He's missed with 6 in a row. 2 balls, no strikes.
See, this is where Nixon can also help. Even if he doesn't steal the base, he's got the Giants so concerned about them, they're forgetting about Blauser.
Burkett digging himself a 2-out hole here.
Manwaring is saying, I hope you're calling for me to call for a pitch. It's a strike.
Otis edges away. Good pitch to run on. There he goes. Curve high, and he fields up, standing up. He was halfway there before the ball was delivered.
See, that's where you worry yourself so much. You defeat the whole purpose. Watch this. He's coming set, big, gone. Even sneaked a peek, threw it into cruise control, and made it standing.
See if Blauser has turned loose 3-0. He's been a hot hitter. I wouldn't be surprised. He was, and he skies it into left. He just missed it. Bonds is there. And the inning is over. Well, it worked the other night. It didn't work tonight. No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 left. We've played 3 at the ballpark, and the Giants enjoy a 1-0 lead. Heart of the order up there for the Giants, starting with Matt Williams, and here to tell you about it, once again, Don Sutton.
All right, Skip, thank you very much. 1-0 Giants, a run on 2 hits. Matt Williams started the 2nd inning with a double. Came home on a sacrifice fly off the bat of Royce Clayton. 1 more base hit will put Matt Williams at 300. 29 homers, 86 RBIs. He has really benefited from having Bonds in there. Pops this one up. Should be easy for Lemke. It is. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start in the 4th inning for Steve Avery. And that'll bring up Barry Bonds, who did a good job of hitting his first time up. Got to be on his mind all the numbers he can get individually. He has 101 RBIs. His next homer will be his 40th. Outside shot at the batting title, but he played some unselfish baseball last time up. He moved Matt Williams to 3rd, where he could score on the sacrifice fly.
Look at the numbers. You don't have to like him, but he's without any doubt, in my mind, the best player in the National League.
To right field, Justice. This could be deep enough to get out of here, and it's gone. Bonds gets that home run number 40. He gets RBI 102, and the Giants take a 2-0 lead.
He got just enough of it. Look how quick his hands are. Let's see how close David came.
Couple of feet, 2-0 Giants. Here's Todd Benzinger. He drew a walk his first time up. First pitch swinging, he's got a base hit. So back-to-back hits for the Giants here in the 4th inning.
That's only the 2nd homer Steve has issued to a left-hand hitter all year long.
And only the 10th of the year altogether. So Benzinger's at first with 1 out, and that'll bring up Clayton. Clayton picked up his 63rd RBI his first time up. He's at 276 for the year. Shows bunt, takes a ball, 1-0.
Why would you bunt with the 8th place hitter and then the pitcher coming up?
Well,
and 1 out.
I think he might have been trying to bunt for a base hit because I believe Wendell Kim would be a little surprised.
Even so, you got to try to get that runner to third, don't you?
Makes sense to me. Out of play, and it's 1-1. Another base hit. That's 3 in a row by the Giants off Steve Avery. They've got runners at first and second, still only 1 out, and lead it 2-0.
It would not be surprising to see Leo Mazzoni come pop. Well, matter of fact, here he comes. Popping out of the dugout. Here's another look at it. It was up, and it was hit hard.
That's 3 straight hits, and I think all 3 of them have come on fastballs. The home run to Bonds looked like they were trying to get inside and didn't. Same thing right there, too. And Steve Bedrosian is going to start cranking it up down in the Braves bullpen.
Manwaring got to hit his first time, and so he's a key man in this ball game right now.
A big ball game when you're going head-to-head, first and second, because it's a 2-game swing. The Braves would like to cut it back to 3, so they can't let the Giants get too far up. Manwaring to right field. Justice still going back, but he's got a bead on it. Benzinger will tag, make it to third. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Now Avery with a chance to do a little damage control, get out the pitcher and get out of it with only 1 run. Burkett flied to right his last time up.
With all the great hitters that they've had, that's an unbelievable step. Isn't it?
It is to me, after some of the rockets I've ducked and seen other pitchers duck against those guys. Base hit off the bat of Burkett. He helps himself. That'll send Benzinger home. Clayton's trying for third and makes that. So Burkett gets the single. 4 hits in the inning, and the Giants, threatening to break this one open, lead it 3-0.
And that's 5 hard-hit balls in a row. All of a sudden, this is almost a left-handed version of what happened to Bill Swift the other night. A fastball. He almost caught that ball. Then again, he almost got hit right in the face.
Every one of those pitches, fastballs, that came right back out over the heart of the plate. And that's going to be it for Steve Avery. And I think Avery is surprised. I know we certainly are, but when you get to this time of the year, some decisions are made a lot quicker than others. He has been one of the most consistent pitchers in the National League, and he is not going to hang around for the greeting. Braves make a pitching change. We'll be back to tell you who's coming in right after this timeout. Steve Avery's shortest outing since, I think all the way back in June. Giants lead at 3-0. They have 4 hits in the inning. One of them Bonds' home run, an RBI single from the pitcher, an RBI single that gave them their 3rd run. And Steve Bedrosian's going to come on. Avery 3 2/3 innings. There's Bedrosian. He's 3 2. His earned run average is spectacular, 156. Maybe McMichael probably the surprise of the year, but Bedrosian not too far behind. All good numbers across the board. And he's going to be asked to do one thing. Don't let him get any more. Bedrosian, the league only hitting 190 against him. All started very quietly. The guy you would think would be the toughest in the heart of the order popped the second, Matt Williams. Bonds picked on a first pitch, got his 40th home run of the year, made it 2-0. Then Benzinger and Clayton all roped singles. He got Manwaring on the fly, but Burkett picked on the first pitch. So Braves hitters doing a little of the same thing. The Giant hitters doing a little of the same things that the Braves did against Swift, looking for first pitches to hit and getting them. Bedrosian is ready, and here's Finida. 0 for 2 is ground ball to short and a strikeout. There's a strike from Steve, and it's 0-1.
What's amazed me about Bedrosian and Jay Howell all year long is their ability to throw strikes as few times as they get out there.
To left field, fairly deep, but it looks like Gant's going to have a bead on it. At the warning track, he puts it away. Well, Bedrosian does his job, but not before the Giants put 2 on the board. They do it on 4 hits and leave 2 stranded. Braves come in the bat bottom of the 4th, need 3 to get even.
Up next on TBS, the Duke is hot on the trail of bad guys who've kidnapped his grandson. John Wayne is Big Jake. Next on TBS.
Braves have dug themselves a little bit of a hole. They trail at 3-0 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Giants 1 in the 2nd, 2 more in the 4th inning. Ron Gant's going to lead it off. Gant, McGriff, and Justice, with Pendleton waiting in the hole, the heart of the batting order. And some guys who have done some damage against Burkett. Gant 13 out of 44 with 2 home runs. Takes the ball outside, 1-0. That has kind of put a silencer on these Braves fans, but it wouldn't take much to get them fired up again. Base hit by Gant would be a good start.
And Burkett does just what he doesn't want to do with a 3-run lead. He immediately falls behind a hitter.
So Gant should have a pitch to hit here. Does. Drives it to center field. Back goes Pineda to the wall. Got it. To the deepest part of the park and just short. 1 gone.
Hey, you know, Don, you know better than I do. That's what you can. That's the difference between a 1-run lead and a 3-run lead. You get behind and you say, all right, if you can hit it out, go ahead. I don't think you can. And if he pulls it at all, it's gone. But Pineda's ball with 2 men on, you could say the same thing. His back is just about pressed up against that wall.
Played that very coolly, so you can see why his good defensive tag precedes it. Here's McGriff.
Naturally coolly. He's from the Netherlands.
Ball 1 misses upstairs. That's out of play. 1-1 to McGriff.
He got from the Netherlands to Dade Community College down in Miami, where he played for a year.
Either by air or by boat, I'm sure.
Might have skated over.
2-1 to McGriff. That'll get out of play. 2-2. Nothing Giants. 2 balls and 2 strikes to McGriff. That could get in. They're playing him deep, so there's a good chance it'll only be a single, and it is. But it is a start. Second hit of the night for the Braves. McGriff's at first.
Sailing away, didn't get it out as far as he wanted to. Bond got a good jump on that ball to keep it from rolling deep.
So McGriff's at first. Here's David Justice. David hit a rocket his last time up, but if you get a shot of McGee out there, he is 1 step shy of the warning track. You got to hit it in the seats to get it over these outfielders' heads.
Look at Pineda, too. He's out of sight.
Ball 1 misses down low. You see Bonds in left. Pineda, just a figment of your imagination out in center. And McGee on the warning track in right. Baseball's only prevent defense. Popped up. Left center field. Bonds wants it. With Pineda running escort, he puts it away. 2 gone. And here comes Terry Pendleton. Pendleton hit one off the plate his last time up that Burkett was able to get in time and to throw him out at first.
6 fly ball outs for the Braves already, and that's sort of unlike John Burkett, isn't it?
That's backwards for him, but the point you made is a good one. With a lead, and with it not being a 1-run lead, and a guy who throws strikes, you might expect to see that a little more. Early in the ballgame, he got ground ball outs, a double play for Blauser, and one off Pendleton. Hammered up the middle. Second hit of the inning, third of the game. They're at first and second. And Damon Berryhill will represent the tying run as he strolls to the plate.
Tell you what, if you're a Braves fan, don't give up hope. There have been some balls sharply hit against Burkett. He's pitching very well, but here's another one. He got that baby up, and Pendleton really ripped it.
Other than the home run to Bonds, this is an inning similar to the one Avery had.
Berryhill at first pitch hitter, and he's up there now. Jay Howell begins to work in the Atlanta bullpen. You can see how Berryhill has feasted on that first pitch.
Well, if Burkett holds true to form, he could get one to handle here. He, like Swift, likes to throw a lot of first pitch strikes. Not this time, and it's 1-0. I still can't guess, even after spending time in the American League, I can't get used to that fact that you don't see the people in your division anymore, especially the people you need to beat head up.
Especially when you're behind, you don't like it.
It makes for a strange race. 2-0 to Berryhill. Mark Lemke waits on deck.
I don't know the numbers, but any hitter is better 2-0 than he is with any other count, except perhaps 3-0. Here comes Dick Cole on his way to talk to Burkett.
The Padres come into town against the Braves over the weekends. The Giants go to St. Louis, and don't you know they were elated to see the wire story yesterday with Lee Smith going to the Yankees.
Meanwhile, the Padres, since they traded Fred McGriff, oddly enough, are averaging just about 6 runs a game, which is amazing. But Plantier and Gwynn and those guys, they're not, I mean, their record is terrible, but we can't just assume that the Braves are going to handle them. Got to take care of business here and then look carefully at them.
We talked about Fred McGriff's composure and his cool. I admired it very much the other day when he got asked what I thought was the dumb question of the year. One of the writers said, well, you came over here and the Braves run production is up. How do you explain it that the Padres run production is up, that you're not there anymore? 2-0 pitch, fouled out of play. That'll make it 2-1 on Damon Berryhill. He kept his cool. We gave him a civil answer.
Writers and Brown, you know, we always read about athletes who are hostile and surly to the broadcasters and the newspaper guys. But you listen to some of the stuff they have to listen to, and it's easy to understand how it happens. Not all the time, but some of the time.
They give me 10 reasons why the Braves are.
Well, that's
2-1 to Berryhill. McGriff at second. Pendleton's over at first. Giants lead at 3-0. Out of play, count all even at 2-2.
the worst one I ever heard. We televised it live. Was the night Pete Rose had his hitting streak interrupted, and they had a news conference in the soccer clubhouse here at the stadium. The first question asked was, "Are you glad it's over?" And Pete, not realizing that game was, or that the press conference was being televised live, said, "No, for blankety bleep. If I wanted it to be over, I'd have struck out 5 times."
Burkett has a new baseball to play with. Deuces across the board. On the ground, base hit to right field. Here comes McGriff. They're going to wave him. The throw headed to the plate. He's in. And Berryhill makes it to second. Now the tying run is in scoring position. Not good defense by the Giants.
Nobody hits the cutoff man anymore. Fastball, Berryhill, yet another big hit. McGee's got a very good arm, but he gives Benzinger no chance. He gives his catcher no chance, and he allows the tying run to slide into second base.
Damon Berryhill, not the very fastest guy on the club, but some smart base running. When he saw that head to the plate, he headed to second. And now a base hit could tie this ball game up. Mark Lemke, the batter. 4th hit of the game for the Braves. First one to Lemke outside, and it's 1-0. We got activity in the Giants bullpen. Dave Burba. Three to 1 Giants, but the Braves threatening. To left field, base hit. Here comes Pendleton. Here comes Berryhill. They're going to hold him. And Lemke makes it back to first. A 1-run ball game. And the reason...
Another look here. He just takes an outside pitch and serves it into left. And Bonds does hit the cutoff man and keeps the runner at third base.
And they almost had Lemke hung up. And the reason you saw Jay Howell warming up, here it is right here. If they got this far, Bobby Cox wanted to be able to pinch hit. He's going to. It's going to be Sid Bream hitting for Steve Bedrosian. Bream 258 on the year, but he's 6 out of 19 coming off the bench, one of them a homer, and 7 RBI. First pitch swinging, but right at Bonds. Bream hit it on the button, but he'll come up empty. But all in all, a good inning for the Braves. They get 2 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 stranded. As we head to the 5th inning, it's a 1-run ball game. One-run ball game. The Giants lead it. Braves go to the bullpen. It's going to be Jay Howell. Howell will be making his 44th appearance. You see his record there. 45 2/3 innings. He's walked 14. He struck out 23. And the league hitting 240 against him. It's going to be Thompson, McGee, and Williams. First 3 due up. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Giants. 2, 5, and 0 for the Braves. Thompson 0 for 2. He flied to right. He grounded to short. The Braves have cooled him off pretty well since he's come into Atlanta. Against Jay Howell, Robbie Thompson only 2 out of 16 in his career. Again, Jay Howell's job the same as Steve Bedrosian's. Keep it right here. First pitch misses low, and it's 1-0. Skip Carey, Don Sutton with you for 3 more outs. And Pete and Joe will come over to put a lid on it. Foul away, and it's 1-1. Giants got 1 in the 2nd, 2 more in the 4th, but the Braves answered with 4 base hits and 2 more runs of their own in the bottom of the 4th. Checks his swing on the breaking ball. It's 2-1. Right at the knees, and it's 2-2. Leaves one inside. A hanging breaking ball. Full count. Popped up. Shallow center field, now drifting toward right. Justice wants it. He's got it. 1 gone.
Here's a quick look at the other scores. Florida's still batting in the fourth. They've tied the Padres 1-1. Dodgers 4-0 over the Pirates. Bottom of the fifth, behind Pedro Estacio. Todd Hundley's grand slam homer has given the Mets the lead. In the American League, one big game. Belcher against Key. The White Sox and Yankees are scoreless. Cleveland an early lead over Minnesota. The other action later on.
Giants will send up Willie McGee. McGee has flied to center. He struck out swinging. Hitless in 4 trips against Jay Howell for his career. Curveball strike. 0-1. Foul away. It's 0-2. You brought up a good point about Steve Bedrosian and Jay Howell being able to throw strikes, not pitching very frequently. I think what it proves, Skip, is if you really want to work at it, once you get in shape, once you get ready, you can work on those things like control just by throwing to the catcher in the bullpen. Once you get ready. Goes upstairs after a high fastball. Still 0-2. Right on the corner, perfect pitch. Howell gets his first strikeout. 2 gone here in the 5th inning.
Caught him looking for a breaking ball and just threw a fastball that split the heart of the plate.
And here's Matt Williams. Against Jay Howell, Matt Williams 5 out of 15. 1 out of 2 tonight. He double leading off the second, scored the first run of the night for the Giants. Inside corner, 0-1. Comebacker over Howell's head. Tough play for Blauser, but he makes it. Good play by Jeff Blauser. A 1-2-3 inning for Jay Howell. Giants go quietly. We're halfway home. Braves trail it by 1.
Joe Simpson joining you now as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. 3-2 San Francisco, and Jay Howell did just what you're supposed to do when you're trying to come back like the Braves are, Joe. Get them out 1-2-3 and get your offense right back involved.
Isn't it nice to have the veteran type guys out of the pen like Bedrosian and Howell in big games like this? Been through it before, and now is the time for the offense to go right back after John Burkett and put some more pressure on him.
Otis Nixon, a base hit and a walk. And if he gets on, expect him to run again. He has got Burkett figured out. He would have had a base stolen in the first inning, except Jeff Blauser fouled off the pitch. Burr, the right-hander, Dave Righetti, the lefty, in the Giants bullpen. There's a strike and the count 2-1.
Kind of thought Otis might think about bunting later in the game after Benzinger rolled that ankle over, trying to get back on an Avery pickoff attempt.
Here's the 2-1 delivery. A little bouncing ball out to short. Clayton across to Benzinger to retire Nixon. 1 gone. And now Jeff Blauser 0 for 2 at the plate, with some good defense being played by Jeff tonight.
That was really a funny hop that the ball took on him after it got over the mound. You could see he had to change directions. Was actually lucky to get leather on it. And made a good solid throw over there to get the out.
Jeff now 2 out of 9 in this series. Nothing and 1 the count to Blauser. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Giants. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Braves. Final meeting of the year between these two ball It's even now, 1 ball, 1 strike.
The only guys that the Giants outfield is playing even remotely shallow are Lemke and Otis Nixon. And if the pitcher spot will play the pitcher shallow. But their plan tonight, make sure nothing gets over their head, and they've taken a couple of extra base hits away from Justice and later Gant.
Count now 2-1 on Blauser, and also don't forget Barry Bonds being able to cut off that ball hit by Fred McGriff and hold him to a single. So
right.
It's paid off on 3 occasions tonight, playing the outfield deep.
Up to Burkett to keep it in the ballpark, and up to the outfielders to keep it in front of them.
Here's the 2-1. Blauser did not get the good breaking ball from Burkett. The count 2-2. It's full now, 3-2.
In all the games played between these two ball clubs over the last week or so, the Braves starting pitching has really done wonderful work. It's up to the offense tonight to pick up the slack.
Here's the payoff pitch to Blauser. Ball 4 low. Third walk issued by Burkett. And a runner at first with 1 out for Ron Gant, who has flied to right and flied to center. That fly ball to center field caught right at the 4:02 mark by Pineda.
And the walks tonight, really unusual for Burkett. He had actually walked fewer batters than Avery in more innings pitched. And even though he's been struggling of late and has been getting beat around pretty good, it's not because of bases on balls. But tonight, 3 walks already.
So far, none of the 3 have scored. We'll see if that changes here in the 5th inning. Breaking ball off the end of the bat toward first. Benzinger will run to the bag and just does beat Ron Gant. He's running on that ankle that he turned over and had to have taped up. And that made it a fairly close play. A runner at second now with 2 outs.
Yeah, Ron Gant closed this gap rather quickly. Hard for Benzinger to stop and turn around and pick up any speed from there, but good hustle by Ron Gant made it a close play.
Potential tying run down at second base now with 2 outs for Fred McGriff, who has walked and singled. He has scored a run.
Braves got 3 straight 2-out hits last inning to close the gap to 3-2. Maybe they can do the same thing here this inning.
The first pitch to McGriff, low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Early in the game, Burkett was getting strike 1 on just about every hitter on the first pitch. But lately, starting to fall behind the last couple of innings. It's even now, 1-1.
Pete, we were talking about that defensive strategy employed by their outfield tonight. The one guy that seems not willing to really take any or give up any base hits is Barry Bonds. Even with McGriff up there now, he's come in a few steps because if there is a base hit to him, he wants to make sure that tying run doesn't score. He has a good arm, and he wants to try to cut Blauser down.
2 men out. Blauser at second. Braves trailing by a run here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
He is a complete player.
Taken inside, 2-1.
I like McGriff's strategy, if you want to call it that, so far tonight. He has been turning away from every one of those inside pitches. He doesn't seem to be looking for anything middle of the plate in.
Here's the 2-1. Ground ball sharply hit. Great play by Robbie Thompson. Saves a run, saves John Burkett, saves the Giants lead. As we go to the 6th inning, still 3-2 San Francisco.
It's another barn burner here in Atlanta. 3-2 Giants. Barry Bonds has his 40th homer and his 102nd RBI of the year. Some good clutch two-out hitting by the Braves, and of course pitcher John Burkett delivering what right now is the go-ahead run or the lead run for the Giants with an RBI hit. Last inning, defensively, Robbie Thompson is the one that kept it a one-run lead for San Francisco with a tremendous diving stop of what would have been an RBI single for Fred McGriff. Thompson has made only 8 errors this year at second base for San Francisco, and they are a great defensive group.
And as we go to the top half of the 6th inning, Barry Bonds will lead it off. He is grounded out to second, and then back in the 4th inning hit his 40th homer of the year. This will be Bonds' 10th at bat in the series, and the Braves have got him leading off an inning for the 6th time. That's where you'd rather face him. You don't want him up there with all kinds of runners on base. Jay Howell working his 2nd inning, misses upstairs to Bonds, ball 1.
Jay Howell's best pitch is curveball. Barry Bonds, an outstanding off-speed hitter.
And it goes to 2-0 now on Bonds. Bonds, Benzinger, and Clayton do up here in the 6th inning.
Bonds appeared to get jammed a little bit on that fastball from Avery when he hit the home run, but still muscled it out of here.
And a home run cut there. 2-1 the count.
He makes his bat look so small when he chokes up and whips it around, but he swings a 34.5-inch, 32-ounce bat, which is about average.
Sharply hit, base hit, left field. Blauser couldn't get to it. Bonds leads off with a single, and watch out for Barry in a situation like this. He loves to generate as much of the offense as he can himself. He has 22 stolen bases, but it's when he gets the stolen bases.
I think you'll see the Braves pitch out at least on one occasion here with him at first base. Trying to guess right with him.
Benzinger tonight has walked and singled. We're going to get some more bullpen activity for the Giants, which might indicate that if they get down to the pitcher's spot, they might pinch hit for Burkett. He's given him 5 innings. And there's Jeff Brantley starting to go to work.
I really don't blame Dusty Baker after the way their guys worked out of the bullpen last night. Rogers and Jackson were terrific.
Again, Bonds chased back. You can see what Jay Howell's trying to do, trying to vary the amount of time he takes when he gets to his stretch so that Bonds can't get that big jump.
Bonds has an excellent first step, great crossover step, and it is a quick one.
There he goes. There's the pitch out. There's Barry Hill's throw, and they got him this time. Braves guessed right. Barry Hill fired a strike down to Mark Lemke. Bonds caught stealing for the 10th time this year.
A pitch out is not just what the catcher does. It's the pitcher and the catcher coordinating to set the runner up a little bit. Jay Howell did his job holding him close. Gave Barry Hill a good pitch to handle, and Damon put the throw right on the bag. Outstanding job on all concerned.
Now the breaking ball finds the inside corner. 1-1 the count, and Benzinger. 1 out, bases empty. Another curveball strike inside corner. It's 1-2 now on Benzinger. Fouled off that breaking ball. Still a ball and 2 strikes on the Giants' first baseman.
You just get the feeling, Pete, that somehow before this game is over, that ankle is going to have some effect on a big play in this ball game, the one that Benzinger injured earlier tonight. Batting behind Barry Bonds would give the Braves an opportunity, perhaps in a tough situation, to pitch around him, pitch to Benzinger, and maybe hope for a double play if that ankle's still bothering him.
It's still 1-2 on Benzinger. Giants hoping to get Will Clark back this weekend in St. Louis. He went back to San Francisco to be fitted for a brace for that ailing knee. Again, the 1-2 on the way. And again, he fouls off the breaking ball.
Funny thing I kept hearing today from people was, what happened to the Braves last night? It was as if Atlanta was supposed to win every one of the remaining games, forgetting that the Giants had somehow mustered 85 wins before last night's ball game.
Another 1-2 pitch due now to Todd Benzinger. Here it comes. Good fastball, strikes him out. Second strikeout of the game for Jay Howell. 2 down now in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Royce Clayton. A sacrifice fly to center in the 2nd. And a single back in the 4th for Clayton.
Good pitch down at the ankles, and Benzinger went after it. He struck out Willie McGee looking on a good fastball and got Benzinger on that one.
2 down, bases empty. Giants leading at 3-2, top half of inning 6. And a strike call in the outside corner to Royce Clayton, 0-1. Missing low of the curve, 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the screen, 1-2 the count.
We're talking about the Giants bullpen and how well it did last night. 3 2/3 of hitless baseball against the Braves to give their ball club a chance to catch up. That's exactly what Bedrosian and Howell are trying to do. And these 2 veterans know how to go about their business.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Tried to drop that curve in the outside corner, just missed out there. 2-2. And it's full now. He tried to get Clayton to chase the same pitch that Benzinger chased for strike 3.
Now Jay tried to pump up a little bit on that one. You could tell on his follow through he wanted to put a little extra on it and couldn't find the zone.
It's full now, 3-2 on Clayton. And he lost him. First walk issued by Howell. A runner at first, 2 outs for Kurt Manwaring.
Berryhill thought that was a pretty good pitch. He kept it framed right on the corner for a while for Gary Darling to take a look at it. Jay was hopping his way toward the dugout too.
That little turn of the glove may have been what cost him the call there by Berryhill. Had to turn the glove inward, trying to keep it in that area. Here's Manwaring, a single and a fly out to right. Braves defense playing Manwaring almost as if he were a left-handed pull hitter. The infield swung way around, the outfield swung way around toward right. Outside corner for a strike. I keep going back to what Ted Simmons used to tell us when he was over here playing. If you're an everyday catcher, which Manwaring has been for much of the season, your manager shouldn't expect a whole lot offensively from you going down the stretch. You get a little tired. You have to really concentrate on handling your pitchers, especially in a pennant race. And that's what Manwaring seems to be going through right now. Just 5 hits in his last 51 trips. It looks like his bat may be a little slow according to the scouting reports if the defense is playing him like they are.
Well, and 3 of his last 5 hits have come against Atlanta, and I don't think any of them have really been hit that hard. Check swings, infield hits, one off of McGriff's glove down the right field line in Candlestick.
Did he go? No, he didn't, says Charlie Williams. The count even, 1-1. Burkett has come out in the on-deck circle. Brantley still up in the Giants bullpen.
His success, as you can see, is that he has picked on right-handed pitchers. Let's see if he tries Howell.
One ball, one strike, 2 outs.
Terry Pendleton's playing like a shortstop, drawn in to try to cut off a run at the plate. He is that far off the line.
You won't see a third baseman play much further off the line than that ever.
No, and especially with the shortstop still on the third base side of second. If they put a shift on for somebody, the shortstop would usually be behind the bag, but Ian Blauser's almost touching gloves.
And there's a fly ball to right center field. Otis Nixon in the right spot. That'll do it for the Giants. In the 6th, we go to the bottom half. Still 3-2 San Francisco.
We've got a 1-run ball game as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning and check out tonight's Aflac trivia question. The Gold Glove was instituted in 1957. Who's the only Brave second baseman to win one? Could it have been Felix Mantilla? We'll let you know in the top half of the next inning.
And due up here in the 6th, David Justice, Terry Pendleton, and Damon Berryhill. That's how you keep strong when you're a pinch hitter like Mark Carrion.
He's trying to shake grind the loose parts of that plastic out of that one.
That's the gadget that they tell us that you can set that at the highest level and nobody but Mike Piazza can close it. The Dodger catcher.
I'm a little surprised Carrion wasn't in there tonight. He started against Avery out in San Francisco through a walk in 4 trips. Instead, tonight it's the rookie Pineda.
Justice lining one foul. He's fly to right and fly to left. The fly ball to right field. Caught by Willie McGee right up against the wall. One reason he was able to get to it, he was playing him just as deep as he is now, only about a step or 2 in front of the edge of the warning track. That stayed up and the count even, 1-1.
Burkett has not thrown too many strikes on the inside part of the plate tonight. To the left-handed hitters, I should say. Everything has been at the letters up and in to stand him up a little bit, and then he goes away.
Little broken bat tap out to second. Bobby Thompson over to Benzinger, 1 down. And now Terry Pendleton. 1 for 2. He had a big hit in that 4th inning with 2 outs and a runner aboard. Terry got a base hit to set the table for run-scoring hits from Damon Berryhill and Mark Lemke. Mark Wohler is getting up now in the Atlanta bullpen as we get down toward the lower end of the batting order. On Pendleton.
Terry went after the first pitch his last time up when he lined the single to center. Thought he might get another good pitch to hit there, but a good off-speed pitch that time by Burkett.
Francisco Cabrera heading into the Braves dugout with his bat. Maybe the only pinch hitter in the National League who carries his bat with him down to the bullpen. He doesn't want anybody using it. The 0-2 to Pendleton. Fouls this one off. Still 0-2. And that's it for Pendleton. Burkett records his first strikeout of the night. 2 down. Damon Berryhill, the batter, a 2-out run scoring single his last time up. He's also fly to left.
Kind of a funny line there with the 3 walks, but so far the walks have not hurt him.
Burkett trying for his first legit 1-2-3 inning. He had an inning where he faced only 3 hitters in the first, but there was a base hit there and a double play. 0-1 the count to Berryhill.
Damon's clutch 2-out hit in the 4th inning, nothing new to him. That seems to be when he does his best work, and does good work here at home too. He's hitting .288 here at home coming into tonight's game.
Takes the ball and the count even, 1-1. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Giants. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Braves. 2 outs, base is empty in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And it's now 2-1 on Berryhill. Two and two.
Damon doesn't seem to be tucking that left elbow as much as he was. Pete, we were talking about a couple, 3 weeks ago. He was struggling with some pitches, especially an off-speed breaking ball down and in, kind of coming up over that ball. He's keeping that left elbow a little bit farther away from his body now.
And he's down on strike. So after going 5 1/3 innings without a strikeout, Burkett gets Pendleton and Berryhill back-to-back, a 1-2-3, bottom of the 6th for Atlanta. Mark Wohlers coming in to pitch the 7th, still 3-2, San Francisco.
Three to 2 our score. The Giants on top. We go to the top half of the 7th inning. Time for the answer to tonight's Aflac trivia question. Who's the only Brave second baseman to win a Gold Glove? Answer is Felix Millan. I had it half right. Twice.
And Felix did it twice, 69 and 72. We are going to the top half of the 7th inning. It's 3-2. Giants on top. Mark Wohlers in to pitch the 7th inning. Jay Howell worked 2 innings, allowed no runs, a hit, walked 1, and struck out a couple. And guess who's coming up to pinch hit for the Giants? Last night's hero, John Patterson, who last night in his first major league at bat of the year against Mark Wohlers did this in the 9th inning.
Pete, to add insult to injury, this guy, when he signed, wasn't even a left-handed hitter. He only learned to hit left-handed about 3 years ago.
And Wohlers' first pitch on the way to Patterson. Patterson, in fact, hasn't played much all year. He underwent shoulder surgery last year, played in just 16 games on a rehab assignment at San Jose in the Class A California League, was just added to the roster yesterday. Fouled away, 1-1. Dusty Baker said after the game last night that when Steve Scarsoni was put into the game as a pinch runner earlier, about the 5th or 6th inning, he was thinking very seriously of using Patterson in that role, but then said, well, he's another left-handed bat. I better save him for the end in case we get one of those right-handed relievers in there, and it sure paid off. Counting the 1 home run that Patterson had hit at San Jose this year, he'd only hit 11 home runs in his minor league career in 5 years.
He had never seen Wohlers. Wohlers had never seen him. They both needed a little advice. Patterson got his from Barry Bonds before he went up there.
Wohlers going to get him this time and stares at him as Patterson goes to first base. Terry Pendleton making the catch in foul territory. Wohlers followed Patterson all the way down the first base line, just glaring at him. 1 out. That was only the 2nd major league home run allowed by Mark Wohlers, and they haven't exactly been hit by sluggers. Patterson last night, and 2 years ago to the day, back on September 1st, 1991, John Morris, a reserve outfielder, hit a home run off Wohlers. Here's Fanita taking ball 1. The Dutchman 0 for 3. He's grounded to short, struck out, and fly to left.
Braves are going to have to get a couple more runs if it's going to be a Fanita for them.
Now to play right side. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's quite a story, though, for this young man to come off of the Dutch national team, earn some playing time and a scholarship at a junior college in Miami, where he was discovered.
The 2 European countries that are the furthest ahead in baseball are the Netherlands and Italy. They've got a professional league in both countries. It's 3-1 now on Fanita.
Don't walk this guy in front of the thunder that's coming up deeper in the order.
He did walk him. Fanita down to first. He stole 15 bases at Phoenix this year, so he does have some base stealing speed. And Robbie Thompson, the batter, 0 for 3 tonight, just 1 for 11 in the series.
Great job by Jay Howell. He came in and worked 2 innings, gave up only 1 hit and no runs, walked 1, struck out 2.
Fanita chased back.
Not afraid to get a big lead.
Now Robbie Thompson steps out. Thompson, an everyday player with the Giants, has only grounded into 6 double plays all year. Now Wohlers and Berryhill are going to meet.
He may want to get us straight on what sign he wants to use for a pitch out. Worked successfully for the Braves on Barry Bonds, and if they choose to go to it again in case Fanita tries to steal, Jay wants to make sure, or excuse me, Mark wants to make sure that he doesn't cross up Berryhill.
Taken high, ball 1. A lot has been made by all of the media covering this series about the experience factor. The fact the Braves have been to the World Series the last 2 years. Well, there's some experience on this Giants ball club, too. And this guy, Robbie Thompson, one of them. He's been in 2 league championship series, 87 and 89. Then, of course, the Earthquake World Series back in 89 against Oakland. And there's maybe a double play. If so, only the 7th of the year hit into by Robbie Thompson. 6-4-3, and that's it for the Giants in the 7th. We go to the bottom half. Still 3-2, San Francisco. We're going to the bottom half of the 7th inning. San Francisco holding on to a 1-run lead. The new pitcher, right-hander Jeff Brantley, making his 44th appearance of the year. He has started 12 games. The league hitting .258 against Brantley. Look at the home runs he's given up. 17 homers in 101 innings.
He is a feisty guy out there. Good fastball, pretty hard slider, and he comes right after you generally.
As a relief pitcher, and he's been used not only as a setup man, as his role is tonight, but as a closer by the Giants last year. Makes managers a little bit nervous. Very rarely has a 1-2-3 inning. Usually pitches better, in fact, when he has runners out there. It's Mark Lemke leading it off. Tony Tarasco has moved to the on-deck circle. He will pinch hit for Mark Wohlers. And then the top of the order, Otis Nixon. Lemke tonight 1 for 2. He had a 2-out run scoring single his last time up. Fouls off the first one, 0-1.
Braves just need some early base runners tonight. It seems like every time they get somebody on, there's either 2 outs or they get somebody on and 2 outs occur right behind the leadoff hitter.
Fastball upstairs, 1-1. In for a strike, 1-2. The count now on Lemke. Greg McMichael up in the Atlanta bullpen. Left center field. Panetta makes the running catch. Lemke retired, 1 gone, and now Tony Tarasco will pinch hit.
Good jump by the center fielder on that ball, too. Again, we told you the only guys they're really not playing extremely deep on are Lemke, Nixon, and if the pitcher came up.
And with the left-hand pinch hitter Tony Tarasco being announced, Dusty Baker already on his way to the mound. He's got left-hander Kevin Rogers, who pitched so effectively last night, ready out there again. Let's see if he brings him in. Tony Tarasco, as a Brave, hitting .250, 4 out of 16. That's collectively his average. 2 different trips to the major leagues.
Boy, Dusty's killing time out there. He looks like he's going to make a change.
Nope, he's decided to stay with Bradley. At Richmond this year, Tarasco hit .330 with 15 homers, 53 runs driven in. He also stole 19 bases. He's a good outfielder with an excellent arm. And he is hoping that this call-up to Atlanta will be for good. He'll be here the rest of this year, and he hopes for a long time.
He's one of the prized possessions. Like to see him get on. He can really go.
Takes a strike from Brantley, 0-1. Somewhat of a unique batting stance. His back foot almost directly behind the plate, wide open. Line drive, right center field. Panetta's not going to catch up with this one, and now it gets by him. Carrasco on his way to second. He's in standing. And the rookie from Richmond delivers.
A little smile on his face. Look how he turned that front shoulder in on that outside pitch. Had good plate coverage. Panetta was fortunate that the ball bounced up and hit him in the wrist. If that gets by him, it's a triple the way Tarasco can run, and a big pinch hit for Atlanta.
That's his first extra base hit in the major leagues, and what a time he picked to get it. More bullpen activity will begin for the Giants. Rogers is going to be joined out there by Dave Burba. Top of the order, Otis Nixon. A single, a walk, a ground out to short. 1 for 2. Potential tying run at second base with 1 out. Strike in the inside corner, 0-1.
Here's another look at Tarasco's swing. Watch how he turns that right shoulder in. Keeps his head right on the ball. Good swing. And that ball really jumped off his bat.
Bouncing ball over Benzinger's head. Base hit right field. Tarasco rounding third, heading home. We are tied. RBI number 19 for Otis Nixon.
John Patterson one night, Tony Tarasco the next. Infield has to play in for Otis, and he just pounded that one into the dirt, and it bounced over Benzinger's head because he's in on the cutout.
And this crowd's back into it now. Blauser the batter. Blauser takes a strike. Nixon stole a base back in the third inning. His 33rd of the year. He would have had one stolen in the first inning, but Blauser fouled off the pitch.
Jeff Blauser cost Otis Nixon a stolen base in the first inning. He was certainly aware of him running early, his second time around back in the third inning when he stole second, and I bet you he's trying to give Otis every opportunity again.
That missed high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike now on Jeff Blauser. 3-3 game, bottom of the 7th. 1 man out.
And for those of you who weren't with us in the first inning, Otis had second base stolen standing up, and Blauser fouled off a pitch and then hit into a double play.
They pitch out. Nothing was on. 2-1.
After a pitch out, a pitcher usually tries to make sure the base runner doesn't get an unfair advantage. He'll throw over again, maybe twice.
There's one. There's 2. There's 3.
Otis likes to get that walking lead, and if the pitcher doesn't make him stop, he gets tremendous jumps headed to second.
Four straight throws to first by Brantley.
Remember, Jay Howell threw over about 3 straight times on Barry Bonds before the Braves went to their pitch out. Giants may pitch out again here after trying the same thing with Otis.
High and away. It's 3-1 now on Blauser.
Maybe they'll pitch out here.
If they do, it won't be intentional.
And look at this crowd.
3-1 to Blauser.
This crowd the other night seemed to really rattle Billy Swift when he ran into some troubles in the 3rd and 5th inning. I wonder if Brantley's feeling the same thing here.
There goes Nixon, ball 4. First and second for Ron Gant. And that's going to be the end of the night for Jeff Brantley.
Pete, it seemed like Dusty Baker really debated when Tarasco came up about whether or not he was going to make the move, and you know now he wished he had to go down and get Rogers. It's not going to be Rogers this time. It's going to be Dave Burba.
With the right-hand hitting Ron Gant due up, Brantley will be lifted. Burba will come in. When we come back, Braves will have runners at first and second. 1 man out in a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 7th.
Braves have tied it up. They've got runners at first and second. 1 out here in the 7th inning. And more Braves baseball coming your way tomorrow night, 7:35 on TBS. As the San Diego Padres come to town, it'll be Tommy Glavine against Andy Ashby.
The new pitcher for the Giants, right-hander Dave Burba, has been kind of a good luck charm for Dusty Baker this year. A 10-2 record, even though his ERA is just under 4. The league is hitting .272 against Burba. He's given up 10 homers in 80 innings. And the batter will be Ron Gant, first and second. One man out, 3-3 game.
Ron Gant may be the guy, Pete, that has profited the most from the arrival of Fred McGriff. Getting to hit in front of Fred. He gets a few more pitches to hit, and especially with men in scoring position, he has really turned it up in the second half.
Infield at double play depth. A strike in the inside corner. Dusty Baker probably wants Burba to just get this one out. The left-hand hitter Fred McGriff due up next. Rogers out there continues to work in the bullpen.
Burba, a fastball slider pitcher. His fastball very straight. Has an occasion, a tendency at times to get his fastball upstairs, and that's when he gets hurt.
The runners lead. Blauser off first. Nixon off second. Nixon's going. The pitch is strike. Nixon walks into third with a stolen base. His second of the night. His 34th of the year. And now a fly ball can give the Braves the lead.
And if I'm Ron Gant, I don't mind taking that strike to get that runner to third. He's in the hole 0-2, but you're right, Pete. Now he's just got to hit a fly ball to score a run. He doesn't have to have a base hit. If the Braves had their druthers, they'd like for Blauser to have followed Nixon and headed into second base to take away the force.
Two on Gant. Here comes the 0-2. Way upstairs, 1-2.
Blauser did a little dancing around over there at first. He bluffed towards second, and that may have distracted Burba. Burba has allowed 10 home runs in 80 innings of work this year. The league hitting .272 against him.
Now a throw to first. Blauser back. Here comes the 1-2. Foul back. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Gant. Ron just 1 for 10 in this series.
Braves like that number. Watch this swing by Ron Gant. A little bit of a defensive swing on a breaking ball, but a good one nonetheless to stay alive. That breaking ball looked like they were set up to throw it outside, and it hung out over the plate. Ron took an inside-out swing, just trying to hit the ball, it looked like, toward right center field.
Runners get their leads. Blauser off first. Nixon off third. Burba steps off.
Good idea. Make the young pitcher sweat it out a little bit more.
Again to first. Again Blauser back.
Well, these have been good ball games, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Here's the 1-2 again to Gant. Again fought off foul. It stays a ball and 2 strikes.
Gant's got the outside part of the plate covered pretty well. He's staying alive, just one-handing those balls. You wonder if Burba and Manwaring are thinking about trying to bust one in on him. It's kind of like Barry Bonds in a way. You want to go in, but you want to make sure you go far enough in that Gant can't hurt you. And sometimes you make a mistake and he really hurts you.
Again, the 1-2. Again, foul back. Again, he was trying to get it on the outside corner. And one of those one-handed swings keeps him alive.
Dave Burba's rubbing blisters on his hands, just rubbing up new baseballs.
Braves, who trailed 3-0 going to the bottom half of the 4th inning of this game, trying to take the lead now. They're in the bottom of the 7th. And the 1-2 again. Lined off Burba. He can't find it. Manwaring can't catch Otis. Braves lead 4-3. How about that?
How about that play? You ever seen that happen before, Pete?
Not in quite this fashion.
I've never seen a ball bounce off a pitcher like this back to the catcher, right off his pocket. And now a foot race between the catcher and the runner from third. My bet is on Otis, and he wins it. Unbelievable.
It's an RBI single for Ron Gant, his 91st RBI of the year. Braves lead it 4-3, and the left-hander Kevin Rogers coming on now to pitch to Fred McGriff.
Here's another angle on that line drive. What a great at-bat by Ron Gant. They set up outside. He hits it where it's pitched right off the wallet of Dave Burba. He can't find it. Manwaring retrieves it, but too late to get to the plate. Now watch Otis's reaction. He actually looks up the middle. Where'd it go? And he's off to the races. And don't forget about his stolen base heading to third that set this up. Now watch this line shot. Burba follows through and falls off the mound, and then it's throw it and duck time. And a huge carom back to the plate. Unbelievable play.
4-3 Atlanta. Still only 1 out in the inning. Kevin Rogers, the new pitcher. He did a great job for Dusty Baker last night. He's done a great job for Dusty Baker all year. He worked an inning in 2/3, no runs or hits, a couple of strikeouts last night. And he faces Fred McGriff here. McGriff has walked, single, grounded out to second. Runners first and second, 1 out. Braves up by 1. Ball 1 outside.
He got ahead of Fred last night with that crossfire fastball. It's a little tough for lefties to pick up. He throws across his body, doesn't come right over the top with it, and he's over on the first base side of the rubber too, and makes it tough to see.
Most pitchers that throw across their body are sinker slider type pitchers. They had a fastball gun on Rogers last night. 95 miles an hour he was clocked at. Foul back 1-1.
Fred wanted that one back.
So he gives you the look of a sinker slider type guy, but he's got some gas.
And he was putting it right on the outside corners last night to McGriff and Justice. That might give you an indication right there about how tough he can be on the guys from the left side.
Gant, the runner at first, Blauser at second, 1 out. The 1-1. Outside corner, 1-2. In the center field, base hit McGriff. Around third, Blauser. He will score without a throw. It's 5-3 Atlanta. RBI number 77 of the year for Fred McGriff.
Watch the swing. Crossfire fastball that he left out over the plate this time. And Fred hammered it. And Jimmy Williams didn't hesitate with the kid out in center field, again, who's been playing extremely deep. He had a long way to go to field that base hit, even though it was hit hard, and Blauser scored easily.
This whole inning has backfired on Dusty Baker. Brantley couldn't get out the right-hand hitters. Burba couldn't get out the right-hand batter Ron Gant. Now a base hit by the left-hand hitting Fred McGriff off the left-hander Kevin Rogers.
And Pete, I think that really right there, that last pitch, tells you a lot about the Braves lineup now. You got a tough left-hander out there, but he made one mistake, and the Braves made him pay. Fred McGriff made him pay for another run.
Justice 0 for 3 tonight. Runners still at first and second. Mike Jackson up now in the Giants bullpen. Ball 1 to Justice. 5-3 Atlanta. Jackson, the winning pitcher last night. He was the beneficiary of that John Patterson pinch hit homer. It's 2-0 on Justice.
Situation a little bit different tonight. Rogers last night trying to keep his ball club close. Now he's trying to avoid hits, and he's not able to paint the corners like he did last night.
McGriff off first, Gant off second. Here's the 2-0. That's a strike in the inside corner, 2-1.
David didn't like the call, but I'm as surprised as he was that Rogers came in there. He was looking for something away. Justice still probably looking for something away here.
Here's the 2-1. Ground ball. Robbie Thompson flags it down. Let's see if they can turn 2 on to first. Not in time there. Good hustle by Justice. And runners are now at first and third. Good play by Robbie Thompson.
He has saved at least 2 runs tonight with fine defensive plays. And they almost got 2. Good hustle by Justice. The only thing that saved Atlanta there. But Robbie Thompson has been doing the job defensively for San Francisco tonight.
So now they're at first and third with 2 down for Terry Pendleton. Terry 1 for 3 tonight. He had a base hit and scored a run back in the 4th.
And he's been jumping on the first pitch tonight.
Tom Glavine has a t-shirt that says "The Furious Finish," and it just keeps getting furiouser and furiouser.
Sounds good to me.
First and third, 2 down. Fouled off to the right, 0-1 on Pendleton.
Went after the first pitch, but didn't get a real good one to hit. Breaking ball that started way outside, and Rogers tried to break it across the outside corner.
Gant, the runner at third. Justice over at first. Now to play again, 0-2 on Pendleton.
And you never have enough runs against these guys. Another run or two, it'd sure be comfortable. A lot more comfortable than it is right now. But remember, Braves have got to go through the middle of that lineup at least one more time in the 8th inning for the Giants. McGee, Williams, and Bonds due up.
Here's the 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Greg McMichael will be the next pitcher for Atlanta, and that'll be a little bit of a different assignment for him, too. Normally, he's brought on to work 1 inning. Bobby Cox, Leo Mazzoni, and Ned Yost need 2 innings out of McMichael tonight. Clayton has it. Flips to Thompson. That's the inning. But a big one for Atlanta. They score 3. We go to the 8th. 5-3 Braves. Over third base, batting ninth for Atlanta. The new pitcher batting in Terry Pendleton's spot, Greg McMichael. His 61st appearance of the year. The league is hitting just .205 against the rookie right-hander, and here's Willie McGee to lead off the 8th. Looping one into left field. Here comes Gadd. He dives for it. Can't come up with it. McGee's going to try for 2 now. Here's the throw to second. He is safe. A leadoff double for Willie McGee.
Breaking ball, good swing by McGee. He stayed right on that breaking pitch. Gant thought he had a play, and then he was just, as he went into his dive, trying to cut the losses there, trying to slap that ball down to keep it from getting by him. Watch how he turns his glove over with the fingers pointing up to keep it from bouncing over his head on the dive.
That's McGee's 26th double of the year. It'll bring up Matt Williams. Williams a double in 3 at-bats tonight. These Giants just keep coming at you and coming at you with these bats. One ball, no strikes.
Don't forget Matt Williams' home run to beat the Braves in a ballgame where they had 2 different 5-run leads early in the year out in San Francisco. He had a game winner in the 12th inning off Steve Bedrosian. I like the way this guy plays.
1-0. In the air to straightaway center. Nixon there. He's got it. McGee has to stay put. 1 down. And that'll bring up Barry Bonds. 2 for 3 tonight. 6 for 10 in the series. Back in the 4th inning, he became the first National Leaguer to hit his 40th home run of the year. Hit it off with Steve Avery on the first pitch.
Ball ran in on him a little bit. You can see that Berryhill wanted the pitch outside. It came in on him, and he was able to turn on it and get it out just far enough out of the reach of David Justice.
You've got a 2-run lead. You've got a base open. I'm a little surprised seeing pitching to Bonds here.
Yeah, you don't want him to beat you, but this is not a situation where he could beat you.
Strike in the inside corner, 0-1.
If you fall behind him 3-0 or something, then maybe you say, forget it. Let's work on Benzinger. It's that situation maybe we were talking about earlier tonight where Benzinger could come up and a double play might get you out of a tough inning with that bad ankle.
Here's the 0-1. Ground ball hit out toward second. Funny hop, but Lemke stays with it. Throws him out. Good play, Mark Lemke. That ball came up on him, but he was able to stay with it. Throw out Bonds. McGee advances to third. He's the runner there with 2 outs.
2 big defensive plays tonight. Great plays by the middle infielders. One by Blauser on a tricky hop, and that one on the ground ball that bounced up off a dirt clod, and Lemke was able to stay with it and throw him out. Big out.
2 gone, a runner third. Todd Benzinger the batter. A walk, a single, a strikeout tonight for Benzinger. A ball and no strikes.
Pete, if I'm the infielders, I've got to play Benzinger very deep here. Even Pacoda, who's well off the line at third base, I would back up even a little bit farther and expect McMichael to cover any bunt. With his bad ankle, you don't expect him to drop it down.
In the air, center field, deep but playable. Otis Nixon just shy of the warning track. That's all for the Giants in the 8th. McMichael gets through the heart of their order without a run scoring. We go to the bottom half. Still 5-3 Atlanta. We're going to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Braves up 5-3. Lower third of the order due up for the Braves in this inning. Lower third of the order due up for the Giants in the 9th. And this lower third of the batting order in this series has been productive for Atlanta. Berryhill tonight 1 for 3 with an RBI. Remember, in the first game of the series, he went 2 for 3 driving in a run. Mark Lemke's driven in a run tonight. He went 2 for 3 with a pair of RBIs in game 1 of this series.
5 RBIs tonight from 5 different Atlanta hitters.
Minnesota Twins scout Cal Irmer talking about the way the Braves are playing right now. Says that's what you've got to have when you're playing the kind of baseball the Braves are. It can't be one or two guys doing it all. You've got to have contributions from everybody picking everybody else up.
A lot of times players would try to downplay the importance of a ball game, but talking to Greg Maddux before the ball game, doing a radio interview, he said, we know it's a huge game. We've got to have this one. We don't want to fall 5.5 back with a month to play. Less than a month now.
Here's the 0-1 to Berryhill. Right through there, 0-2.
And our congratulations to Greg for being the August pitcher of the month in the National League.
That's it for Berryhill. Strikeout for Rogers, his first. We talk about two different games entirely. Last night, the Giants bullpen. 3 2/3 innings, no runs or hits allowed. And John Patterson, of course, hitting the home run off of Mark Wohlers. Tonight, the Giants bullpen has been banged around. And the Braves bullpen, which remember had to come in back in the 4th inning when Steve Bedrosian relieved Steve Avery, have kept the Giants off the board since then.
4 2/3 innings, a shutout ball since.
Lemke 1 for 3. Strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Bill Pacoda on deck. Remember, he came in that double switch in the top of the inning.
This is the side of the plate that Lemke says it hurts his shoulder to swing. He's got some tendonitis in his right shoulder, and he says right-handed hurts worse. He's flexing it a little bit there.
And it hurts worse when he swings and misses than it does when he makes contact.
Always hurts when you swing and miss, Pete.
True. 2-1 the count on Lemke. Giants go to St. Louis for the weekend while the Braves are entertaining San Diego. The pitching matchups in the Atlanta series: Tom Glavine against Andy Ashby tomorrow night. Kent Merker against Doug Brocail Saturday night. Greg Maddux against Tim Worrell on Sunday afternoon.
And the Braves really catch a break not having to face Andy Bennis or that young pitcher Sanders, who pitched so well in Pittsburgh the other night for San Diego.
Out of play, 2-2. The Giants matchups in that Cardinal series: Jim DeShays will make his Giants debut tomorrow night against Alan Watson. Solomon Torres, the rookie who pitched so well in his debut against the Marlins, faces Rene Arocha on Saturday. And then Sunday, Bill Swift against Tom Urbani.
And 7 games left with the Cardinals for San Francisco, and no Lee Smith.
Here's the 2-2. Up the middle, base hit for Lemke. He's 2 for 4.
Hit and run right here. Got a great guy at the plate to do it, too.
Pacoda, .333 for the year. Talking about his role as a part-time player, doesn't get many at-bats. He says when he gets up there for the first time in a ball game, he looks for something down in the strike zone. He said when you're not playing very much, there's no way you're going to catch up with anything up in the strike zone. So he looks for something down in the strike zone.
That's a great approach. Coming off the bench cold, hands are not quick. Timing might be a little bit off.
Mike Jackson has gotten up again in the Giants bullpen.
Bobby Cox is coming out of the dugout to talk to Mark Lemke. This is unusual. Want to know if he feels okay. He was really hurting when he went down the line after that base hit. His shoulder hurts, but I don't think that has anything to do with his running. But Bobby just wanted to double check.
Doing a little stretching down there, like maybe a leg might have cramped up on him, too. back by Pacoda, 0-1.
And certainly if Bobby wants to put on a hit-and-run play, he wants to know if the guy's going to be able to run for him.
Yeah.
You're right, Pete. He's doing several little limbering exercises, trying to loosen up over there.
That right leg, he keeps reaching around to the back of the right thigh.
Bobby doesn't want to take a chance of losing him somehow with any type of debilitating injury for any length of time either. He's played so well and has been so tough in the clutch.
It's even now. 1 ball, 1 strike on Pacoda. Into center field. Another base hit for Bill Pacoda. Lemke will hold on at second. Look for something down in the strike zone and attack. Bill Pacoda's approach to hitting this year. And it has worked.
That's not a pinch hit, but just the same as a pinch hit, actually, his first at bat. Watch Mark. He had no plans to go to third base. Didn't really show any signs of limping that much, but he looks like he is real tight. Maybe it is just a cramp, Pete.
First and second, 1 man out for Otis Nixon. Nixon's had a big game. He is 2 for 3, pair of singles. He has stolen 2 bases, scored that dramatic run to give the Braves the lead back in the 7th inning when he outraced Kurt Manwaring to the plate. And here comes Dusty Baker.
As he's making his way to the mound, can't say enough about Bill Pacoda and the job he does in part-time duty for Atlanta. Coming off the bat, being aggressive, swinging the bat as well as he does. Nice going.
Mike Jackson will become the 5th pitcher of the night to work for the Giants. The pitcher, right-hander Mike Jackson. He's been a workhorse for Dusty Baker this year. This is his 66th appearance. He picked up his 6th win last night. Came in and worked 1 scoreless inning. John Patterson delivered the pinch hit homer. And Rod Beck came in to close the deal for the Giants.
Jackson, a power pitcher, good fastball. One of the hardest and nastiest sliders in the game. You can see a real heavy knee brace on his right leg, too. He was out of commission for a while for the Giants after hurting his knee covering first on a ground ball. I believe he had a collision, but I can't remember who the player was he collided with. But he was on the DL for a couple of weeks.
First and second, 1 out for Nixon. Braves leading at 5-3. They now have 11 hits. Upstairs to Otis, ball 1. Battle of the bullpens being won by the Braves tonight. Might stay in play for Matt Williams over near the Giants dugout. It does. 2 down. Belliard still at second. Bill Pacoda still at first. And Jeff Blauser the batter.
Matt Williams found the railing first, and then he was able to find the baseball and make the play. Nice job. I was talking about Matt Williams earlier, right before he lined out to center field. You don't hear much really about him or from him. All the attention paid to Barry Bonds and Will Clark. He just kind of goes about his business. Some people say he's the guy that's benefited the most from Barry Bonds' arrival in San Francisco, but hey, Barry doesn't swing the bat for Matt. Matt's still got to do it himself, and he has this year. Great year.
2 men out. Don't forget his defense down there at third either.
Outstanding.
Blauser looking for his first career hit off Mike Jackson. He's 0 for 5 in his career now. Takes a strike, 0-1. Due up in the 9th inning for San Francisco, the lower third of their order. Royce Clayton, Kurt Manwaring, and then the pitcher's spot. Left to pinch hit. They still have Mike Benjamin. They still have Mark Carrion, Craig Colbert, Dave Martinez, Jeff Reed, and Steve Scarsoni.
One thing's for sure, when Mike Jackson's out there, if you're a right-handed batter and you come up, you're going to get a slider. You might as well just sit on it and try to hit it. And then when you get behind in the count 0-2 or 1-2, and then maybe make an adjustment and look fastball and try to adjust. But that's his pitch, and that's his out pitch, and that's what he uses for his success 90% of the time.
0-2 on Blauser. The high fastball gets him, and that's all for Atlanta. Braves fail to add to their lead. Well, here we go. Top half of the 9th inning coming up. Will it be a 3.5 game lead? It is 5-3 Atlanta. We go to the top half of the 9th inning. Rafael Belliard, who came in to run for Mark Lemke, now takes over for him at second base. And Greg McMichael trying to save this one from Mark Wohlers, the pitcher of record for Atlanta. Royce Clayton. A sac fly, a single, and a walk tonight. Jeff Reed has moved on deck. He'll bat for Manwaring. Little high, ball 1. Tap to third. Pacoda has it. Over to McGriff. 1 out in the 9th. And now Jeff Reed to bat for Manwaring. Reed, 242 for the year, 6 homers, 11 RBIs, 5 for 25 as a pinch hitter with 2 pinch hit homers this year. He was the starting catcher last night.
Pete, just for the Braves to be in this situation right now has required a complete team effort. Bullpen has bailed out Steve Avery from a rough start. The offense came back and picked up the slack after falling behind 3-0. Clutch pinch hitting by Tony Tarasco, the rookie. Good defense. It's been outstanding to watch.
Inside corner for a called strike. Well, if you want to take it back even further, let's go back to the series at Candlestick Park. The Braves entered that series down 7.5 games. Swept all 3 at Candlestick, and now on the verge of taking 2 out of 3 from the Giants to knock it down to a 3.5 game lead. Pacoda again to McGriff for out number 2. Going into the 6-game stretch with the Giants, the Braves were saying we have to take 5 out of 6. They are 1 out away from doing that. Dave Martinez will be the pinch hitter for Mike Jackson. Martinez, 239 for the year, 5 homers, 23 RBIs, only 2 for 14 as a pinch hitter.
And get this guy. Don't give Mark Carrion, who's in the on-deck circle, to hit for the rookie center fielder. Don't give him a chance to tie it. He's got tremendous power.
35th sellout of the year, 48,972. Everyone standing. Upstairs to Martinez, ball 1. Just missed 2-0.
Oh, that looked like a good one. Martinez looks like he's up there to make Michael throw him a strike.
2 outs in the top half of the 9th inning. 5-3 Atlanta. And the 2-0 pitch on the way to Dave Martinez. Taken low, ball 3. He walked him on 4 straight. A rare walk issued by McMichael, his first tonight. And now Mark Carrion to bat for Fanita.
The one quality McMichael has had all year long, Pete, is the ability to throw strikes seemingly at will. He's never had control problems for any great length of time. He's lost a batter or two and walked some guys, but not when he needed to throw a strike has he been unable to, and he couldn't there on the last 2 pitches to Martinez. Now he's got a guy up there, even though he's right-handed. Carrion, you make one mistake to him, especially upstairs, and it's launch time.
He's 7 for 29 as a pinch hitter. There's a strike in the outside corner, 0-1.
And he's 11 for 11 in save situations.
Here's the 1-strike delivery to Carrion downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carrion representing the potential tying run with 2 outs in the 9th. On the ground towards second, Rafael Belliard on to Fred McGriff, and the Braves are 3.5 games behind the San Francisco Giants. After sweeping the Giants at Candlestick, they take 2 out of 3 here in Atlanta, having to come from behind to do it tonight. Furious finish indeed. 5-3 your final.
.28 games left for the Atlanta Braves. They win it tonight 5-3 over the San Francisco Giants and had to come from behind to do it. They trailed 3-0 after 3.5 innings and were trailing 3-2 when the game went into the 7th inning. And with 1 out, Tony Tarasco was the hitter. Last night, big pinch hit homer by Patterson for the Giants. Tonight, Tarasco with his first major league extra base hit lines a double into center field. That got things started for Atlanta. They had a run home. Otis Nixon was at third base, and Blauser at first when Ron Gant, after a brilliant battle with Dave Burba, lines one off his wallet. Gant hustles to first. Manwaring has to retrieve the carom, and now it's a foot race to the plate, and Otis Nixon wins the race. That gave the Braves the lead. They added another run in the 7th inning to take a 5-3 lead, and a game that they would hang on to win. The Holiday Inn player of the game, well, it's the players of the game tonight. The bullpen came in after Steve Avery and did the job. Steve Bedrosian, Jay Howell, Mark Wohlers, and Greg McMichael combined for 5 1/3 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, and they are our Holiday Inn players of the game. Totals in the ball game for Atlanta: 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Giants. San Francisco left 7, the Braves 9. Mark Wohlers picks up the win in relief, 6-2 on the year. Brantley takes the loss. He's 4-6, and Greg McMichael remains a perfect 12 for 12 in the save column. Time of the game, 2 hours and 57 minutes, and another sellout here at the stadium, enjoying this great play by the Braves. 48,972.
And here's what it looks like. Braves have 28 games to go. Giants have 29. The Giants lead right now 3.5 games. They go to St. Louis to open up a 3-game series tomorrow night. We'll be right back here at the stadium to open up a 3-game set with the San Diego Padres. Tom Glavine goes for his 17th win. He'll be opposed by Andy Ashby. Join us at 7:35 Eastern Time. Coming up next on TBS, Big Jake, starring John Wayne. Final score once again, Braves 5, Giants 3. The lead down to 3.5. The Braves an incredible 33-12 since the All-Star break. Good night, everyone.